Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, I'm going to give you guys the best 15 brawlers in the game right now after the balance changes which just dropped yesterday. So after looking at data, after playing a lot myself, I've realized there's a few brawlers that are really underrated, and especially after some buffs. Don't want to ruin too much, and there's been some nerfs to a lot of the meta brawlers. So let's just jump into the top 15 and start off at number 15 with Byron. So I was a little bit unsure on a few of the brawlers in around the top 15, but Byron I think is always a pretty strong brawler in the meta. The reason being he's super versatile, just really solid and consistent healer. He's really easy main attack to hit as well. It's just really annoying for a lot of brawlers to deal with, and again you can just play him in multiple game modes. I think he's in and around the top 15 definitely. Next up at number 14 I went with Mina. So Mina I think has fallen off quite a bit since her windmill gadget doesn't really keep out a lot of projectiles. I don't know whether it's bugged or they've changed the actual mechanic behind it. I think they changed the mechanic behind it. It's still pretty decent. I think really good pro player Minas can still do a lot on the map, hence why she's still in and around the S tier in the meta, but you can definitely feel the drop off. I just think there's a lot more brawlers that can deal with her, and people are starting to realize the counters to her. You think of a lot of aggressive brawlers like BB, Bull, great counters to her, Mortis, Kenji. I just think there's a lot better aggressive ideas than her. That's why she's dropped off, but she's still really good. The reason why she's still really good is because she can get a lot of damage. Just her main attack alone can just create so much pressure on the map, and pressure wins you so much game. Next up is the 13th best brawler in the meta. I went with Charlie. So Charlie, if you saw my tier list, our meta prediction, I think I put her in the A tier, even like when the previous meta was forming. That is because she's a great shutdown to a lot of the meta brawlers, and I just think she's basically a cheat code in ranks because I'm just going her pretty much everywhere. The only real true counter to Charlie I think is like an Amber in Heist, and outside of that I'm still finding her to be very, very strong. So yeah, she's a great shutdown to a lot of brawlers. Her Spider's gadget is still really annoying. Her super again is one of the true shutdowns to like a Bull with hypercharge or a Chuck in Heist or just anything aggressive. So yeah, that's why I really like Charlie in this meta. So it's the 12th best brawler in the meta right now. We still have Mortis. So Mortis is still easily an 8 tier brawler in the meta. Still after a couple of nerfs. I knew the last nerfs that he received a month ago was just going to do nothing to him. I mean, let's just face it, they were just really minimal changes. Both of his gadgets are still pretty broken, especially on a good Mortis player. I still think his Cold Snake Star Power Buffy is really underrated and really strong, and he's just a menace. You always, in your draft, you've got to consider that the enemy can just pick Mortis at any point and just go to town. You think of Bounty, he's one of the best brawlers to collect the blue star. That's a really good strategy in pro play right now. He's one of the best last pick brawlers. He's one of the best assassins in gem grab, and just in total, you know, if there's a couple of brawlers with low DPS on the enemy team, a good Mortis will just destroy them. Both gadgets really strong, like I said. Yeah, he's still really good. Next up is the 11th best brawler in the meta. I went with Otis. So Otis still, even after no changes, and just because of that damage buff he received some months ago now, he's still a top meta brawler in the game, and he's one of the most reliable in my opinion. So again, you're looking in Heist. In Heist, you always need a great defender, and I feel like Otis is the best defender by far. He can just shut down people so easily. He's got great range as well, so not only can he just be good in all elements of the game, he'll just shut down those aggressive ideas. Again, in gem grab, there's always aggressive ideas. He's pretty good there with the vision gear slapped on. Brawl as well, always aggressive ideas. Otis is just the best at shutting people down. Now moving into the top 10, starting off at number 10 we have Chester. So Chester, I'm always like, okay, Chester's a really solid option. I've then realized in draft, if you first pick him, there are counters to him, but then Chester's just good pretty much into everything. He's a very solid brawler right now, don't get me wrong, but yeah, a lot of people are going back and forth whether he's good or not. So his win rates are starting to drop a little bit, but if you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, I'd have been like, okay, Chester's a top 5 brawler in the game, just first pick him everywhere. But he's still solid, right? The reason why Chester's so strong is because of his supercharge rate buff. It only takes him 6 hits to get his super. He does a lot more damage from the buffs from a month ago. It definitely just put him straight into the S tier. I still think he's in and around the S tier, pretty much S tier. His hype charge is still pretty broken, and it's still the fact, you know, his gadget can be pretty annoying. He's such an RNG brawler. You know, sometimes you can just get, I don't know, triple dynamite super and just win the game in Brawl like that. It's just insane. It's really hard to approach Chester because of the damage buff as well. All of these aggressive ideas, it's just, Chester's just feasting on all of them. And it's also, in gem grab, people are going Chester mid. I mean, that's just hilarious to me. He's just always been a lane brawler, right? So yeah, he's very solid right now. So with the 9th best brawler in the game right now, I went with BB. So BB is a very solid brawler in the game right now. I think she's one of the most overrated in the previous meta. Yes, she's great in Brawl, but I think in draft, you could not easily counter her. But just because of her very limited range, it was her counters are obvious. That's what I'm trying to say. But she's still a very good brawler. It's still like, if you don't consider that, you know, the enemies can pick a BB late in the draft at any time, you know, she can still run all over you. She received quite a few nerfs with the last set of balance changes, but I don't think any of them really fix the true problems with BB. Like, for example, you've got Vitamin Booster still being able to recharge her knockback. So you get 2 knockbacks. That's still a really broken feature about her. Her Hypercharge Buffy is still absolutely broken, but it takes a lot longer to get it now. So yeah, I think she's still an S-tier brawler in the meta, but she's going down from being a previous top 5. Next up is the 8th best brawler in the meta right now. I went with Ems. So Ems received 2 nerfs in the last set of balance changes, but they didn't really do too much. I mean, Acid Spray probably needs even more of a cooldown nerf. It probably needs around 20 seconds. The slow effect on it is crazy. It shoots through walls. It's such a broken gadget when you think about it, right? And the other gadget nerf just didn't really do anything to her. She's still just such an insane damage dealer. And again, in ranked, you can definitely like counter her and outrange her, but you know, you pair it with like Grey and Hot Zone, she's unstoppable. A lot of maps as well. Just literally her gadget alone will get her so much pressure. She's a great counter to a lot of the assassins and aggros right now. And she's a great counter to Leon because you can use Acid Spray to shoot through the wall and destroy his Lollipop gadget. So yeah, I'm just finding her a really strong brawler still. So next up is the 7th best brawler in the meta right now. I put Sirius. So I'm still a little bit undecided on where Sirius completely sits in the pro meta. I'm excited to watch the monthly qualifiers, which I'll be doing a stream on Sunday, and see, you know, how much usage he gets with the pros. But I still think he's an S-tier brawler inside of a meta. I just think like there's just clearer counters in draft in comparison, sorry, to ladder, because in ladder, you know, there's just BB balls running everywhere. Well, Sirius can feed a lot of shadows from those tanks and aggros, even though I think those brawlers can then counter Sirius by getting close to him. I still find like in pro play again, like it's a little bit harder to get value out of shadows. And, you know, for example, if you put like a thrower on a Sirius, they should be able to win that 1 versus 1 thrower battle. And then, you know, even if Sirius builds up his shadows from those throwers, you know, thrower shadows are terrible. So yeah, he's very situational in draft, but I think he just still has insane potential. His shadows are still really, really strong. His gadget that slows is still really strong as well. So yeah, I just think it's a bit more matchup dependent. So next up is the 6th best brawler in Brawl Stars right now. I went with Pierce. So Pierce, I think, is a little bit overrated in ranked, mainly because you still have to be a really good player to play Pierce. So this is like a pro ranking, and there's so many moments where, I don't know, like the enemies picked a Pierce really early in Brawl or something, and it's just too easy to counter. But with the addition of his Hypercharge, he is insane. His Hypercharge is very, very strong and broken in the right hands, because it's literally a homing missile. You cannot miss it, and it goes through walls. How is that not broken? I know it does half the damage, but 2 projectiles that just fly, yeah, it just gives you infinite ammo. It's insane. Pierce in the right setting is crazy. Any long range map, if you ban Nanny, Pierce is like the best sniper to have. I think he's just getting better and better with the introduction of his Hypercharge. So yeah, definitely in around the top 5. Now moving into the best 5 brawlers in the game right now. At number 5, I went with Leon. So Leon, again, is a very problematic brawler, but there were counters to Leon in the previous meta, you know, with Ems with the gadget that goes through walls. You've got Spike as well, a pretty decent Crow. But a lot of these brawlers have been nerfed, and Leon wasn't nerfed. He has a bug right now where if you equip the gadget Buffy with Lollipop Drop and the Smoke Trail Star Power Buffy, you're just flying around really fast. You're supposed to get a small 15% movement speed boost within it. It's don't know what the numbers are, but it feels like 30%, 50%, whatever. It's just crazy. You're just flying around so fast, and it's really hard to predict where he's going to be. You pair that with his invisibility super, and again with the speed star power that just again makes you really unpredictable, and the star power Buffy on top of that, you just deal so much damage with your Hypercharge. There's so many great things about Leon. Again, a little bit overrated in some moments. Like, you can't just play Leon everywhere. Like triple, dribble, Brawl. There's a few maps where he will get countered, but longer range maps, more open maps, it's going to be Leon's playground. So now moving into the 4th best brawler in the game right now, I went with Crow. So Crow received some hefty nerfs when you think about it. His projectile speed nerf, well, it's just basically what it was anyway. Still, Crow's pretty easy to hit with his main attack, but that was just beyond broken. And then he received a nerf with his Insta Poison gadget, but again, it's still a very strong gadget Buffy, and he's one of the few brawlers with a gadget, with a Buffy, sorry. So for that reason, he's still going to be very, very strong. His Hypercharge didn't get touched in any way as well, which is crazy, because I think with all the introductions of his gadget Buffy, you know, that Repoison gives him more supercharge. There's a lot of different things in his kit that give him more supercharge. So he's just flying through his hypercharges like crazy. Very versatile brawler, really hard to counter as well. There's hardly any counters to him in the meta. And he's easily still a top 5. So now moving into the third best brawler in the game right now. This might be very controversial because in the previous meta, he was F tier, right? But he received such a broken rework. I called it when I did my balance change video a couple of days ago. I thought Clancy would be secretly very strong. I didn't think he'll be this strong, though. Okay, so Clancy received quite a few buffs. Let's go through them. So the first one, he got a 10% basically buff to his health. He got a 60% spread reduction. So 6% buff to the amount of projectiles he can hit at stage 3, which is crazy. His main attack range got buffed by 9%. Both gadgets got buffed as well in their cooldown. So that's 5 buffs in total. Probably overkill, but Clancy has been needing it for a while, right? He's been stuck in the F tier permanently, but it's this thing with Clancy, right? He's either just completely terrible or he's one of the best brawlers in the game. There's never been a moment where Clancy's been like balanced, which is, I don't know, I won't say poor game design, but he's just flawed. He's very, very flawed. But I think this might be a good redemption arc and a good start to trying to fix Clancy. I think what they try to do too much is make Clancy, I don't know, try not to make him too much like Surge with his upgrades with his main attack, but I think it was very flawed because it just made his super way too strong. So I like that they reduced the power from his super because it was way too broken. But this is a right step, but it's probably too much, right? Because his main attack is just so easy to hit right now. In pro scrims, everybody is using Clancy. It just seems unstoppable. The range is crazy. Just try him out for yourself. I'm telling you, like, minimum, he's top 5 in the game. So now moving on to the second best brawler in the game right now, we have Brawl. And yeah, you're probably wondering, well, Brawl, how many nerfs did Bro receive? He received 4 nerfs. And you might think, okay, that's probably enough to put him down a meta. I just don't think it is at all right now because he's still one of the few brawlers with hypercharges, and his hypercharge buffy is still just really, really strong. Yeah, it's just Bull at the end of the day. So he received a health nerf, he received a hypercharge rate nerf, he received a hypercharge buffy nerf, so he deals less damage, and his Stomper received a nerf as well. But as I've been playing a lot of Bull, I've never really used Stomper. Stomper's very good, but I always used Heal because it really helped me in 1v1 interactions. So the Heal gadget buffy still wasn't nerfed. He's still got some really strong buffies overall. Still, once you get your hypercharge, it takes you a little bit longer, but because he gets his hypercharge through receiving damage, again, you just takes one hypercharge to just fly up the map, and because of that 7-second hypercharge buffy, he's able just to deal so much damage, cycle through hypercharges, and there's hardly anything stopping him in the game right now. I'm telling you, Bull is still beyond broken. So yeah, I'll be banning him in ranked for as long as the next update. Okay, so now moving into the best brawler in the game, I think it's hands down, not even a debate, it is Nagia. So Nagia, I think, is in the S+++ tier, and then Nagia's up here, and then the rest of the brawlers are here. She's just so beyond broken, guys. It's I would say it's hilarious, but it's just not, because it's so dumb. I feel like people don't know how to play her properly still. Maybe I need to make a guide for some reason. But considering she on the first glance, I was, okay, maybe this is going to be like Nanny. You know, really hard to master brawler when you think about it. But it's not. I think Nagia is one of the easiest snipers to play in the game. Actually, the easiest sniper to play in the game, because she's a brawler that all you need to do is auto aim. You just flick your attack, and then when the vase is about to turn into a snake, you just auto aim, and you can auto aim around walls. You can also, as well, when players are in bushes, you just shoot out your attack, and the snake automatically goes to them. The only problem with Nagia is building up that first super. But once you build up that first super, you can again throw out your main attack and then throw your super out, and the snakes come out the main attack, and just one-shot everybody within its range. The poison damage as well is insane. The poison from the gadget is insane. The damage that she deals is insane. Yeah, I just really didn't like the nerfs that they put out for her. Again, they probably wanted to take a look at data, but I think it's very clear. Just one literally day of playing Nagia, I knew she was completely and utterly broken, and she still is utterly broken. I'm telling you, she's so insane. And think about it, right? She doesn't have any buffies. She doesn't have an hypercharge. She's just absolutely insane. So yeah, for me, in the future, they need to be nerfing the auto aim feature. They need to be nerfing probably the projectile of the snake, or I don't know, something about that auto aim, because a sniper should not be able to auto aim at that distance. I think it should be skillful, right? You should just have him to be like flick it and trying to gain, I don't know. I think the enjoyment would have came out of the skill of the brawler, but no, you can just auto aim. I know, I'm frustrated, as you can see. She's just beyond broken, and it's only auto aim. So that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. Let me know who you think should have deserved to be in the top 15 in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.